To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Apelon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, Leave it with us. Catch us on the Locker Room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, with the sport. And Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football. Leave it with us. Catch us on the Locker Room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, with the sport.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy. Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
Mr. Ofamiloni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
My name is Made Kuti, and you're watching VOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Welcome aboard, guys. The show is hashtag right here on VOP TV. My name is Vivian Oguchi, and it's a pleasure to have you join us. This is where we get to tell you all things trending and all things topical. And today we continue from where we stopped. You know how we started reporting the state visit that is happening in the UK right now. Of course, our president and the First Lady is on a visit to King Charles III and Queen Camilla, his wife. Today is the concluding part of that state visit, and a lot of things have been popping up. And we have lots of talking points online. So I'm going to be bringing them to you one after the other. For starters, the very first one is unknown warrior. So the UK has a tradition of honoring unknown warriors, unknown soldiers. You know, so it's just like, they call it an unknown warrior, but it's a generic term for anybody, any soldier who went to war, died without any identity, but they are still honored when their bodies are brought back home to the UK. So President Tinubu and the First Lady paid a visit to the unknown warrior today and laid wreaths, right? And netizens are saying, are you kidding me? You are doing this in the UK and you're not even paying attention to soldiers back at home who suffer and die, whose families are left in utter despair and all of that. I mean, netizens are spitting fire, I can tell you, with some of them calling it mere optics. But I've got a video, right? And it looked very posh. Let me not talk too much. I take you straight to the very first post now, as we take a look at hashtag unknown warrior. The first post and then the video. This is I Occupy Nigeria. This is a sneak peek at what you're going to be seeing in a short while, how netizens are responding. But before we take a look at this full response to hashtag unknown warrior, take a look at the video of President Tinubu paying, honoring the unknown warrior. Well, credit goes to NTA for that. We eventually began to see the president laying the rates, but he eventually did that. That was his arrival, as well as that of the First Lady, as they arrived Westminster Abbey to pay a tribute to the unknown warrior. So we take a look at what I Occupy Nigeria has to say about this, with some people actually drawing parallels between what happened in Nigeria in January 2026, this year, during the Armed Forces Remembrance. Before we get to that, I Occupy Nigeria says 3 bomb blasts happened for Maiduguri. Nigerians die, families scatter, country they bleed. But where the president dey, he ignore those, leave Nigeria go London, waka reach Westminster Abbey, laying read for unknown soldier in another man's country, while known citizens for in home country just they die. No condolence visit, no urgency, no presence, just optics. At this point, this thing no even be politics again, a complete disconnect from reality. Because how you go leave your people in crisis, travel abroad and still find time for ceremony? This one no be leadership, this not performance. This is coming from I Occupy Nigeria. There are more responses, let's go and take a look at them. This hashtag unknown warrior. Westminster Abbey went on to put up this post. This is the one I wanted you to take a look at for starters before you watch the video. But hey, better late than never, right? Westminster Abbey says, this morning we welcome Nigerian President Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu and First Lady Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu to the Abbey as part of their state visit to the United Kingdom. The President laid a wreath at the grave of the unknown warrior in honor of all who have given their lives in the service of their country. And then we'll take a look at more responses now. So this is Olufunsho Aluko, PhD. And Olufunsho says, this whole thing just affirms UK support for President Tinubu's second term. Hianacho says that won't come back to Nigeria to stand on the mandate. Oh, he's referring to President Tinubu's supporters in the UK who were saying, on your mandate we shall stand. Well, Okochukwuame says, a powerful and symbolic moment. P-Bat and First Lady Oluremi Tinubu paying respects at Westminster Abbey reflects deep honor, remembrance, and the strengthening of historic ties between both nations. A dignified gesture that speaks volumes. Ekene says, UK visit won't reduce fuel price or food cost back home. Nigerians need action, not pictures. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, B says, well deserved, Mr. President. You are making your little impact. That's all we can do in one life, little by little. But one observation I think should be discarded is the ADC to the president still wearing military outfit. It reminds me, or it reminds one of the dark days of military junta abuses. Wow. Imagine where that came from. Well, a brother of Allah says he ignored his own soldiers back home so he could honor an unknown man. And then Omar Olorun says, I hope at official ABHE, while driving around the UK on his royal trip, can see the infrastructure and wonder why he doesn't have same in Nigeria. Big Bang 0125 says, the way my heart is doing ping, ping, ping. Make this man no fall. I hope it's not only me. Oh, okay. I think Big Bang is referring to the incident, the one we saw when President Tinubu traveled to Turkey on a state visit as well. And he tripped over a tripod stand and all of that. So people are saying, hope that didn't happen. Of course, it did not happen. King Charles made sure it didn't happen. Now, this is what others are saying. According to Nigerian Bulletin, and of course, credit goes to Daily Trust and The Cable. This is dated January 2026. The digest, for the second consecutive year, President Bola Tinubu was not present as the nation gathered to honor his fallen military heroes, drawing sharp criticism from opposition groups and civil society, who labeled his absence as a trouble signal of disregard. Key points: President Tinubu was in Abu Dhabi for a sustainability summit during the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Vice President Shettima represented him at the wreath-laying ceremony in Abuja. The ADC party, that's the mega coalition party, called the absence deeply troubling, stating leadership cannot be outsourced. CISLAC and the Obedient Movement said it showed disrespect to fallen soldiers and their families. This marks the second year Tinubu has missed the event due to the same international summit. The presidency and the APC did not respond to requests for comment on the criticism. The ceremony honors troops who died in service amid ongoing national security challenges. In a nation where presence is its own language, an empty chair at a ceremony for the fallen speaks volumes, turning a day of unity into a quiet referendum on the priorities of power. Sources, of course, Daily Trust and The Cable. So netizens are drawing comparisons between what played out in January, right here in Nigeria, and what's playing out, or what played out in Westminster Abbey today. The conversation continues to unfold online. Of course, we would love for you to drop a comment. Just go to VOP TV Plus, Live Plus, and drop a comment. Yes, would love to hear from you. I'm talking about those who are watching right now on YouTube. We move on now to the next hashtag, which is related to President Tinubu's state visit. Of course, Nigeria has scored a big one. It is a mega deal, a huge agreement between the UK and Nigeria to decongest ports. But netizens are saying, why is it all about Lagos? Is it just Lagos? How about Port Harcourt? How about other parts of the country and all of that? But just not to jump the gun, we'll take a look at the very first post, and then we will show you the reactions to this hashtag. Channels Television has this one. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu witnessed the signing of a 746 million euros, that will be pounds, financing agreement in London between Nigeria's Ministry of Finance, led by Wale Edun, and Citibank to modernize Apapa and Tinkan Island ports in Lagos. The deal is aimed at easing congestion, improving efficiency, and strengthening Nigeria's trade capacity. Right, that definitely is one of the most talked about topics right now online. And Parasos is responding. And it says, if you want to decongest the port as well as Lagos, why not modernize and rehabilitate ports in other states? Now only Lagos de Niger. Engineer Post says, one wonders what the nature and structure of this financial agreement is. Nobody, I dare say, no country will give you money with any ROI plus capital. The Pan-Africanist says, given the conflict in the Middle East and the shift in focus on African oil producers, what will this deal cost Nigeria in terms of crude oil? And then Edo King says, and what will they get in return? England never gives anything for free. Well, it's why it's called a partnership. Others are saying, given what's panning out right now in the Middle East, talking about the war between the US, Israel, and Iran, that other countries are turning to Africa now for oil. And some netizens are asking, could this be the common denominator here? It's a billion-dollar question. We'll continue to seek for answers to that one. The next hashtag now is hashtag King Charles. People are commending King Charles for, stretching out his hand to President Tinubu to hold him, breaking long-standing British traditions. I mean, one of them being that the monarch will not hold hands with a visiting guest and all. There's a video to accompany the post you're about to see now. And of course, it is hashtag King Charles, still related to the state visit, Nigeria and the UK. Let's take a look at the first post, the very first post. King Charles assists Nigerian President Bola Tinubu downstairs by holding his hand during UK state visit. King Charles held the hand of Nigerian President Bola Tinubu to help him descend the staircase at Westminster Abbey, breaking royal protocol that limits physical contact to handshakes. The incident occurred during President Tinubu and First Lady Oluremi Tinubu's state visit to the United Kingdom, which included laying a wreath at the grave of the unknown warrior. That's the video. Take a look. It's amazing, isn't it? So many netizens are commending King Charles, and they're saying it is a trait. What he displayed is a trait called kindness. And some are wondering, why was that necessary? It's the question some netizens are asking. But King Charles is also trending for various other reasons, right? I got videos to substantiate this one. He talked about jollof rice. And then he also says, Naija they carry last. And that has got people talking online. So we'll take a look at the next post, and that is going to introduce us to the next video. Let's take a look at the post first before the video. So this is Nigeria Story says, let me propose a toast to President Tinubu and the people of Nigeria. Quote, Naija they carry last. And that is coming from King Charles III. You can now take a listen.
Countries, Eid Mubarak. And in doing so, let me propose a toast to the position of Eid al-Fitr in Nigeria and across the world. I can only wish you and the millions of Muslims in our countries, Eid Mubarak. And in doing so, let me propose a toast to the President and people of Nigeria. Niger no day carry last.
I mean, the script writer must be some awesome person. I was going to say dude, but and also probably might be a lady. But the script writer did his or her homework perfectly well and clinched it. It was a clincher when that Nigerian they carry last phrase was, placed smack dab in the middle of it all. And of course, King Charles remembered to say Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim faithful. We join him in saying that here, Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim faithful. Meanwhile, we have another one. King Charles, I think, is the star boy in this whole thing. He's come out shining bright like a star, while netizens are bashing President Tinubu left, right, and center. I mean, what would it take for the president to please Nigerians? Even though some are saying President Tinubu is probably one of the greatest Nigerian presidents ever. Well, I have another post that's going to link us to another video. This is Sky News now saying, last week I was delighted to host a jollof and tea party at St. James Palace. I was firmly assured that the jollof was only the best. Nigerian, of course. King Charles welcomes Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu at Windsor Castle for a studio visit. That was yesterday, by the way. So these videos are now coming out bit by bit. Credit goes to Sky News for this one. Take a look.
We in the United Kingdom are blessed that so many people of Nigerian heritage, having chosen Britain as their home, are now at the heart of British life through excelling at the highest levels of business, technology, academia, law, science, sport, literature, and the arts. I have met so many of these quiet heroes in our schools, businesses, National Health Service, and universities, including countless young people who have flourished through the work of my King's Trust over the last 50 years. Only last week, I was delighted to host a rather lively group of them for a jollof and tea party at St. James's Palace. I was firmly assured that the jollof was only the best. Nigerian, of course.
And so that's how it panned out yesterday, with so many accolades pouring in for the monarch. Now, there is one more, as the royal family wished President Tinubu and the First Lady farewell. Let's take a look at that post now before we move on. Oh, well, then the Jollof comment is drawing praises online. Before we take a look at the final tweet from the royal family, World Oriri says Nigeria Jollof is getting global recognition. Somebody shout power. Ghana, please step aside. Of course, there are more reactions. This is Mild, who says, thank you to the king for setting this debate once and for all, or for settling this debate once and for all. Congratulations to PBAT on this historic occasion. And then Perverse Logic says, they're talking about Jollof. They know how to pander to the Nigerian populace. No conversation on why there is still no steady electricity in the country in 2026. Plus, bandits and terrorists are carrying out operations daily. Sheyi says, those in Ghana, you heard it from the king's mouth. No more arguments on who's got the best jollof in the world. And now that tweet about the royal family, that is it. The royal family says this morning at Windsor Castle, the king and queen bid farewell to President Tinubu and Mrs. Tinubu of Nigeria. Take a look at Queen Camilla and the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu looking very, very elegant. And of course, King Charles and President Tinubu shaking hands. All said and done, it was a successful trip, but there are more talking points as to this state visit, right? Which takes us to the next hashtag, hashtag Tiwa Savage. Tiwa Savage is trending because she was one of the guests. And according to her and her fan club or her fan page, they said it was the royal family that invited Tiwa Savage. But some netizens are saying, are you kidding me? So Tiwa is now a supporter of President Tinubu and they're rolling their eyes and all of that. And some are saying, look, if you were in her shoes and you were invited to such an impact-making event, would you turn it down? So it is how this particular hashtag is panning out at the moment, garnering lots of views and gaining traction. Yaba Left Online has it. Let's take a look at the post. It is hashtag Tiwa Savage. Yaba Left Online says, Tiwa Savage spotted in the UK state dinner in honor of Tinubu at the entire Nigerian delegation. All right, so let's take a look at the responses now. Igbotic Boy says, now you guys understand these lyrics. By the way, that's one of the songs. Should it? Yeah. I know come this life to suffer. If I follow politician, you could hear them for paper. They go call them prostitution. Who no like enjoyment? If money no day for pocket, she be in an international budget too. We go blow on like trumpet. The next one, netizens sometimes can be savage, I can tell you that. Omotaya says, Tiwa Savage representing Nigeria at the UK state dinner honoring President Tinubu was the moment. From music to diplomacy, she's showing the world Nigerian talent and culture shines on every stage. More reactions? And says, okay, and has these handle, not your sis, I beg. Well, and says, boycott Tiwa Savage. Her music no even this sweet again. So they are calling for her to be cancelled right now. Remember someone who was cancelled once upon a time? I don't think he's recovered, Naira Marley. I hope this does not happen to Tiwa Savage. Well, Brother John says, yes, free to associate with any politician. So far, she's not telling people to vote them in. More reactions? So this is Clicks and Drama. Clicks and Drama says, reason why you'll never hear them speak against this government. They are all low-key benefiting from this government. And then Chain Funded says, Tiwa Savage really upgraded the delegation from official to global influence. Nigeria didn't just attend the dinner, they showed up with culture, politics, and entertainment in one entry. Well, there's another one I'd like for you to take a look at as netizens continue to react to this hashtag Tiwa Savage. Let's take a look at that one. So this is Tacha, and Tacha says, for those of you dragging Tiwa Savage for attending a royal dinner, I genuinely want to understand the logic. Are you saying she should have declined an official invitation tied to a state visit between Nigeria and the British royal family? Because of what people on the internet will say? Be honest. If you were in her position, representing your country on that level, would you even dream of turning it down? This is a very valid question, guys, if you ask me. It is valid. If you were in Tiwa's shoes, will you turn it down? But then again, she really did rep at the state dinner. So, hey, congratulations to Tiwa. And I'm waiting for, I'm just waiting to see how she's going to respond to the flack she's catching online right now. Because if you follow this thread, some very rude things were said about her. But I just wanted to spare you that nightmare. You don't need it. We'll take a look at another hashtag that is tied to the state visit before we leave that matter alone. It is hashtag Bashir Ahmed. Bashir used to be a digital aide to the late President Muhammadu Buhari. So he was part of the delegation, or he sponsored himself, or well, he was there. And he said he decided to travel through the road, very popular road that leads to the Buckingham Palace. And he said he was in awe of it all. He put up a post and lots of reactions poured in. People were tackling him from left, right, and center. Let's take a look at the post now that Bashir Ahmed put up. So Bashir says, I had to make sure we drove through the mall, the iconic road leading straight to Buckingham Palace, this afternoon, not just to witness this moment myself. And honestly, it filled me with a deep sense of pride. So take a look at the responses now. Massive responses, I can tell you. This is Kunta Kinte. Are you kidding me? Kunta Kinte. Well, Kunta Kinte says, can you see how peaceful a Christian country is? You can be whatever you want to be here to your fullest potential. Man or woman, no Sharia, no repression, just peace and progress. That's what Christianity offers. Bossa says, this is Nigeria's moment and also Asiwaju Tinubu's moment. King Charles III himself said it, that Nigeria has arrived. Nigeria has indeed and greatly arrived under the leadership of Ashiwaju. You may not like it. You may be bitter about it. But God doesn't count likes and bitterness. He does as he pleases. And then Bosa goes on to say, flow with the trend or sink in despair. Well, there are more reactions. This is DRD Tipser saying, what pride are you speaking of exactly? Ben Samuel says, wow, congratulations, Bashir. Hope you also noticed those hungry out-of-school children along the road with bowls in their hands. Hope you counted how many armed security men followed the king and queen. Sirens blaring non-stop. You must have seen the terrible state of the road leading to the palace and citizens walking around with power banks just to stay connected. Buhari wasted 8 years of our lives, and you were part of that disastrous government. Sadly, we are still paying for it. Ben Samuel goes on to say, you've secured enough money to travel the world, but those suffering citizens don't even have a chance. And then he ends by saying, APC reigned Nigeria, and they are still at it. The entire cabinet is in London, doing absolutely nothing for the people who stayed behind. And these are responses to Bashir Ahmed's post. And of course, Nigerians are not happy about it. Ben Samuel, of course, was just being sarcastic. Igbotic Boy says, ask yourself this question, Bashir. Am I proud of the state of the country I flee from, to UK or to the UK? So watch this. And let me know your response. Austin says, do you like the environment? Do you like the natural atmosphere? Do you like the smooth roads constructed without embezzlement? Do you like the serenity? Don't you like how you walk free without hungry police officers? Don't you feel how electricity covered everyone, including their animals and bushes? Wow, that's strange. But then Austin also says, did you notice anyone rearing cows inside the city? Wow. Now, when you and your ladies there come back to Nigeria, I guess, can you guys copy anything good over there in the UK? No, because the goal is not to make common citizens of Nigeria, the common citizens of Nigeria, feel happy and live a good life. That would want to make you wonder what the goal is. But then we wrap up this hashtag with I Occupy Nigeria saying, deep sense of pride. You sabi say na the UK way create Nigeria. You also sabi say na the UK way give Nigeria independence since 1960. Nigeria or Nigeria flag, they fly for that side in every form from 1914 till today. In a nutshell, I Occupy Nigeria is saying this is nothing out of the ordinary, that it is commonplace. So we wrap up that particular hashtag now, and we take a look at something else, totally different, but it's something we've been following right from the word get-go. I'm talking about Ella, the BRT content creator. Ella is crying for help right now. She put up a post and she was sounding very, very dark. She said they have unleashed thugs on her, and she also said that Nigerians should take note of this post today. It had a despairing note to it, I can tell you. Let's take a look at the post and then the video, and of course how netizens are responding. So dark-skinned Ella says, Nigeria is a country that silences people. Once someone voices out, they will come after the person, just like my case. My God is stronger than any evil plans. Please, you guys should take note about this. She put up the video. Take a listen.
They sent thugs after me just because I spoke up. See, Nigerians, if anything should happen to me, you guys should know who to hold. So on Monday, I texted Mr. Ken. I told him that I just really want to confirm if there would be boss or not. And there was no boss. And on Tuesday, Peterson made this video.
Nigerians, see, we need to speak out. Yesterday, just because Ella came outside to say the provision of the BRT buses was temporary and not permanent, today, look at thugs. Just take a look at thugs with nose marks, waiting to see if Ella is going to come today. They think I'm the only one though. They've been monitoring me, going left and right. One guy recognized me, but he could not come to me.
Before all all of this happened, there was an Ella that was a fashionista, Ella that was a mobile videographer, Ella that was a content creator, influencer. So these things I did was because I was documenting every struggle of mine. Right from time I started documenting because of course Lagos is stressful and I've always been that child that loved documenting, keeping memories. So I started voicing out little by little. People that started following me right from time, they know how I started voicing out. The last one went so viral and the government heard about it. They promised to provide buses. They said I should blur out people's faces. Of course, I blurred out people's face because that was never my intention. My priority was for my voice to be heard. Do you understand? So that was why it was never a big deal for me to blur out people's faces. They said this was for entertainment purposes. They said this and that. But they never saw the problem of no bus. After promising us there will be bus, they did this for 2 days. And the next thing, on Monday, there was no bus. If anything should happen to me, Nigerians, you know who to hold. Because I don't know why someone is knocking at my gates telling me that plumber service. Plumber when, how, why? For me to step outside now, I'm scared. If they should come and arrest me saying they found this or that, just know it was a setup. And people saying that I'm from Enugu. Why didn't I start voicing out in Enugu? I just came to Lagos because of crowd chasing. Oga, I am not from Enugu. I was born and brought up in Lagos. So I just came back to Lagos after my university. You know that saying that before you fight for Nigerians, you need to fight Nigerians first? So true. Do you know the video I made on Monday? One woman still said, why? Again, people were still making some comments, but I don't care. Do you understand? Government, you people know what you are doing. You will be chartering these buses out for private use, and you think we don't know. We know. Is it because people don't voice out? We know. You see areas like Ikorodu Garage, Agric, no bus. People are already so comfortable in staying there for 5 hours just to go to work. It's not like it's free. People are paying money to go to work, and they're still suffering to go to work. And because a woman like me spoke up, you guys are after me. You guys are trying things to use against me. Hey, Nigerians, you people know who to hold if anything should happen to me. You people know who to hold. I've said my own.
So there are responses, right? I'm gonna zip it up. Let's see how netizens are responding to that particular one. It is hashtag Ella. I think I can actually say something. I'm just gonna say I hope she stays safe. I'm hoping she's safe and nothing happens to her. Let's take a look at the reactions now. Netizens are reacting to hashtag Ella. So Niger Carryover says, and I said this about those buses being available, could possibly be temporary. That's how they roll, to quench the immediate agitation of the people when everything. Okay, I think this write-up needs some punctuation marks. But Niger Carryover is just basically agreeing with Ella. And then he's saying, at this point, this lady should make an official complaint, first to the police and possibly stay indoors a couple of days while voicing as much as she can. Then Grace Junkie says, you got the attention you were seeking. Milk it while you can. Clinton says, I hate to say this, but Nigerians aren't worth fighting for. So that's the trajectory online at the moment, with so many people calling out for protection. People actually are saying Ella should just stay safe and ensure that she's doing well. That if she's not alive, how is she going to continue this advocacy? Because it looks like it's a mission she had embraced at some point. But it looks like this mission is going to be stopped. It's going to be aborted midway because she's sounding very scared at the moment. The Ella that is scared of leaving her house, how is she now going to go to the BRT bus stop to make content or to tell Nigerians whether there are buses or not? I say it again, I hope she stays safe. And I'm hoping her workplace will jump on this and ensure that she stays safe. Of course, her family members as well. And like one of the netizens says, she should make an official complaint. And I hope she stays safe. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, let's quickly take a look at another hashtag that is trending right now. It is Aremu Afolayan. So yesterday, a video trended, right? Aremu Afolayan is an actor, and he came out to say that all those people bashing President Tinubu right, left, and center should just hold their peace. Because as for him, he's doing well under this president, and he doesn't even see this hardship, or he doesn't feel a pinch of the hardship that Nigerians are all crying about and all. And he was asking, what's the hue and cry about it? And then he got seriously tongue-lashed online. And today he put up a post crying. No, he wasn't crying. He was kneeling down and begging Nigerians to forgive him, that he went out of line, that he was insensitive, that he shouldn't have said those things he said, and that he's apologizing to Nigerians, and that he hopes his apology is accepted. Now, he's going to be code switching in this video you're watching, English, Yoruba, but you get the gist of it, right? First, we'll take a look at the post that's going to introduce us to the video. Our fave online doc says, to all Nigerians, please forgive me. I'm sorry. It's obvious there is insecurity and the government isn't doing anything. My best friend's mom was abducted and we paid ransom. How would I say no insecurity? I withdraw from anything politics. Aremu Afolayan. Take a listen.
Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, everyone. My name is Aremu Afolayan, and I am so sober this morning. I am very sober. First, to all Nigerians, all well-wishers, all the people that wish this country goes better, Edarijimi, I am sorry. First, before I say anything, I am sorry. Edarijimi, Ejo. No. Èpè yìí pọ̀ mi ìdẹ̀ṣẹ̀ o, mo kọ̀ go wrong ni. Mo go wrong. Mo pick nǹkan tí ó yẹ kí n pick, and I am seriously sorry. So first, two narration is going on social media, which is pé mo gba owó. Mi gba owó rárá. My heart is heavy, and I have hurt a lot of Nigerians deeply. Ẹ dákun, ẹ foríjì mi. Ẹ dákun, ẹ foríjì mi, ẹ jọ̀ọ́. You know what? I didn't take money from anyone. No, at all. The second narration is about insecurity. It is so obvious that insecurity is in town, is everywhere in Nigeria, and the government are not doing anything about it. But what I was trying to say in the video, is, tí ẹ bá rí anybody tó sọ pé hey wọ́n bọ̀ láti bíbá yìí o, and someone in the news is telling you don't worry, nothing is happening, be calm, ẹ má dá lóhùn o. Don't answer that person because that person is reading a script. That was all I was trying to say. That don't answer that person because the person saying be calm, everything will be fine. In a script somebody told him or her to read. I am sorry, Nigerians. What I was saying in essence is insecurities in Nigeria. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti ń ka script fún yín pé don't worry, everything will be fine is lying. The person.
It's a lengthy video, and gosh, he got very emotional at some point. And I'm hoping he doesn't slip into depression because he's looking depressed already. Because if you follow all those people online and you listen to all those very weighty things they say, I'm telling you, you'll be depressed. But then again, it's why you should be careful what you say, for starters. So he's apologizing, right? And some netizens are saying, okay, your sins are forgiven, but some are hitting hard at him. And this story is unfolding. We'll continue to keep you posted. But he tried to address two things, though. That there is a narrative that he took money from those in government, but he said, no, he didn't collect. He also said that he wasn't insensitive to the plight of Nigerians who are victims of insecurity, but that he was just trying to say, when you see someone saying Nigeria is working, just keep shut, because that person might be reading a script or something. It's a lengthy video. You just might want to check it out so you can digest everything he had to say. We hope that eventually everything is settled amicably. And as it unfolds, we'll keep you posted. I need to say thank you so much to my co-producer, Elijah, for drawing my attention to this one. Of course, thank you for all you do. Also, thank you to every single person that's contributed to making the show a success today. I appreciate it. But the bigger thanks goes to you guys for watching. If you liked it, why don't you keep a date again with us, same time, same station for another edition of Hashtags. Until then, I am Vivian Oguche, and bye for now.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
My name is Tao Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arararara, my name is Made Kuti and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi, from the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day. Bold, dynamic, unstoppable. This is African News on Voice of the People Television. We don't just bring you the news, we analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeat, the politics that shapes our nations, the economies that drives our future, the cultures that defines who we are, the voice that must be heard. Africa News, Africa's voice, Africa's future. Where Africa speaks, the world listens.
My name is Mr. Familoni, and here is to view PTV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arararara, my name is Made Kuti and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Lagos State is stepping up efforts to ensure every resident has access to affordable health care with the formal inauguration of the Lagos State Health Scheme Enforcement Team. The move marks the beginning of full implementation of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's executive order, making enrollment on the Ilerial Coast Social Health Insurance Scheme mandatory. Officials say the policy is designed to end out-of-pocket spending that has often forced families into financial hardship during medical emergencies. The head of service, Olabode Agoro, says enforcement will begin within ministries, departments and agencies before extending to local governments and private sectors.
A strategic engagement with heads of agencies was convened on the 11th of December 2025 to secure institutional ownership of the executive order and ensure alignment across government MDAs. The engagement was facilitated by the Parastatals Monitoring Office, and it provided a unified platform to clarify expectations, harmonize approaches, and build a common understanding enforcement framework.
He adds that such civil servants must now present proof of enrollment during monthly staff audits, with salaries at risk for those who fail to comply.
For any staff, the salary will be withheld.
At the federal level, the Director General of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Kelechi Ohire, praised Lagos for aligning with the national drive for health sector reform, describing insurance as a key tool in preventing what he calls health poverty.
When I heard that today the enforcement team was going to be inaugurated, I decided to fly into Lagos this morning, not just to witness it, but also to offer our support and solidarity as we move this forward.
Officials of the Lagos State Management Agency say the scheme offers a range of plans, including options for senior citizens and residents in the diaspora, to ensure inclusivity and sustainability. The state government says enforcement team will operate with professionalism as Lagos moves closer to achieving universal health coverage. I am Monica Okolo, reporting for VOP TV.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
We drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
Hello there, my name is Damilola Ogunsi, also known as the Goldfish.
Hi, my name is Chiki Bright Emmanuel. I'm an actor and a filmmaker.
Hello peeps, my name is Yomi E. Adejimo.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Utomi.
Hi everyone, my name is Stacey Benjamin and this is Voice of the People TV.
I need you to keep it locked to VOP TV. See, are you looking for good entertainment? You want to get good movies, good music, politics, talk shows, sports and entertainment. You really want a channel that gives you everything you need without you having to run around. VOP is where you are. That's Voice of the People.
If you're not listening to this, you're not one of us. And you deserve to be killed. Scrap chat. Don't be killed.